Hello darlings, my name is Davies and I'm the knob by the hob. Hello darlings, so what I'm going to do today is a slight alternative to a Christmas dinner rather than doing a turkey. I'm actually going to show you a duck recipe that I do. It follows a bit of a similar Jamie Oliver one. So it's going to be a roast duck with a port gravy, roast potatoes and glazed chantilly carrots. What I've done first of all is in a deep roasting tin. I've got, and there's going to be a theme going through this with the carrots and the celery and onions and other things I'm going to do later. So what's in here is celery, carrots, onions, the giblets from the duck, rosemary, bay leaves, garlic, ginger, and a cinnamon stick. How I'm going to do this is going to sit under the duck, and the fat from the duck is going to drip into the roasting tin, and then during the process of cooking I will take, this will form the basis of the stock and the gravy for the duck. So it'll be a nice rich port gravy for the duck, and I'll show you how to do that a bit later. The idea is to let the fat from the duck drip down onto it. Now I've rubbed the duck down as well. What I've done with the duck is the duck has got nutmeg, salt, nutmeg, rosemary and orange zest. I've massaged that earlier on because I've left it overnight for 24 hours with that dressing on it. Then in the cavity of the duck I'm going to stick in some oranges. Here's one whole orange, and some garlic, which I'll squeeze all that out and use that as part of the sauce that I'm going to make later. So stuck that all in and stick in another sprig of parsley. So as you can see, lots of flavours in there. It's jam-packed with flavours of what you want for Christmas. I'll stick this in the oven at 180, and I'd leave it in for an hour to begin. It's 2 hours altogether for the duck, but an hour first of all, and then I'll drain the goodness that's collected in the. So with the duck today, I'm going to keep it fairly simple. So I've got some chantilly carrots, which I've put some olive oil, dried mixed herbs, a little bit of salt and pepper, and some honey, and I'm going to roast those in the oven. So also with the duck, I'm going to do some roast potatoes. So I've got some Maris Piper potatoes here that I've peeled, chopped. Maris Piper potatoes are the best ones to make your roasties with. They're a bit more waxy, and you can get them quite fluffed up on the outside so they get crunchy. I'm going to blanch them in boiling water for 10 minutes. Then I'll shiggle them so they get all roughed up, and then I'll put some duck fat over them and I'll roast them in the oven. So I'm then going to put the duck back in the oven for another hour and still drain off more fat if necessary. So I'm going to drain the fat from this roasting tin. So I'm actually, the fat from the duck that's collected in the roasting tray, I'm going to scoop some of that out, and that's what I'm going to use to roast my potatoes in. So now I'm going to fluff up with the potatoes. Literally that's what I do, I just give it a little shake. See they all get a little roughed around the edges. Then I'll pour in the duck fat. A few bits of goodness in there. Give it a little shake. Pour that onto a roasting tin. Make sure they're covered nicely. I'll just sprinkle with a little bit of the garlicky salt. And I'll stick those in the oven to roast for about 20 minutes. I'll also
put in the carrots as well. So as you can see, I've got left in the bottom here is all the veg and the juices and the the carrots, celery and everything that's been left over from the duck with the duck fat. So I'm going to make the port gravy from this now. So I'm going to add a spoonful of flour to thicken it, and then I'm going to mix that through. Keep heating it over the hob here. Make sure you scrape all the goodness from the bottom. Just keeping it all. If it's a bit too thick, just add a little bit more stock or a little water. I mush up all the veg, this garlic and everything, because I'm going to put this through a sieve, obviously before I serve it. Leave that simmer on there and add then a couple of glugs of port. We'll just let that simmer through for a few minutes, and then I pass it through a sieve, and that would be the port gravy. So I'm just simmering the port sauce here. Again, if you think it's too thick, just add a little bit of water or a little bit more stock. Well, that's delicious. What another little tip I often do is I've got a red currant sauce with port, Waitrose, and I just put a little spoonful of that in, mix that in, and it kind of lightens it a little bit, gives a little bit of sweetness. Adds a little bit more flavour. Delicious.
So this is my alternative to a Christmas dinner, which is a roast duck with garlic, oranges and rosemary. And then we have our roast potatoes cooked in the duck fat and our chantilly carrots with honey.